Okay, good morning, everyone. If you'd please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good morning and welcome. This is the Broadwater County Commissioners meeting, May 19th, 2014. And just real quick homework before we start. We follow Robert's Rules of Order. The purpose is to open up these meetings to all Broadwater County citizens. We have a fiscal and fiduciary responsibility to conduct county business as efficiently as possible for all Broadwater County citizens. Commission meetings are recorded and are on YouTube, so please state your full name prior to public comment for the record. Separate conversations need to be removed from this room. Outbursts will not be tolerated. Public comment will be 3 minutes per person, and comments should be directed to the board chair. So with that, do we have any public comment this morning? Mr. Kearns.
Bill Kearns, I just want to call to the commission's attention the wonderful artifact that we have over at the museum, and thank Linda Booth and the museum board for putting on that show yesterday. And I would hope that Broadwater County would do everything they can to keep that robe here. It's a valuable artifact. I guess there's only one of 12 in the United States or something, and we have one of them here. It's not as such valuable in its actual worth, but in its stories and everything, and luckily the museum has captured the stories on that and in the new one, so I'd highly recommend that everybody go see it, but I think we should do everything we can to keep that here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick question, Lynn. Did that come from Canada? Did I hear you say it come from Canada originally, that robe?
I don't think we know.
Oh, okay.
Franklin. We don't know where the Deadmans got it, but they do believe that it was made for sale.
Blackfeet Indian, I think.
Late 1890s.
Any other public comments? Joan?
Joan Hill, I want to ask, who is responsible for the sidewalks here and over corner?
All the sidewalks in town are the responsibility of whatever business is adjacent to them. So right out here is ours, the county's, and across the street as well. Just so that you know, we will be working on this today, but we have CTEP funds, and those funds will be going to actually fixing those sidewalks over there, and Mike has a plan for fixing these up front.
Because that one could be easily tripped on out here.
Yes, there are some issues. Thank you for bringing those forward. Any other public comment? Cheryl?
Commissioner Obert, at last Thursday's candidate forum, in response to a question, you stated Broadwater County had no debts, and you recapped your statement and said again, we had no debts. In October 2012, Broadwater accepted a $400,000 loan from the bank. The money was to be given to the hospital. Last fall, Mr. Hopstead said the hospital couldn't pay the annual $50,000 plus interest. Is that not a debt the county owes? And if not, when was the county absolved? What were the circumstances and who paid the money?
Paying, and I believe that's the hospital. We were an intermediary, Cheryl. That is not county debt per se, I wouldn't say.
Is there a document between the county and the hospital?
Oh, of course there is.
May I have a copy of that?
Sure. All right, any other public comment? Public comment? All right. Montana Minute. Franklin, you got something good to say about our community or state?
Yeah, we got a good rain in the Toshin area yesterday. That's good news.
All right, thank you. I would like to also commend the museum on a fabulous program yesterday, and also a good stroke of good luck in finding and keeping that buffalo robe. Yes. Any other Montana minutes? Tim?
I want to congratulate the citizens of Broadwater County for the great turnout that they took time out of their schedules for the candidate forum that was held. It just shows the camaraderie and the interest in maintaining our future of our county here. So kudos up to all the citizens that took time out of their daily schedules to come up and listen to the candidates and be part of that whole process that determines our future.
And to the people that sponsored it, that was nice
And-
that they sponsored it.
And yes, don't let me forget the Broadwater Reporter sponsorship and the hosting of the Rod and Gun Club.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Quick question for Linda again. The hours they have over there, are they posted somewheres or?
They're on the door, Frank.
Oh, okay.
And I try to put them in the paper whenever we have something in the paper.
Mhm.
If you think I can do more.
Oh, no, that's fine, I was just wondering, because it's one of those things, so many times I'm gonna go in, especially as you talk about the road, well, I'll do it tomorrow, you know, you never do, but, that's just a quick question.
And if I'm there and it's not the posted hours, you're welcome to come in.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right, any other Montana minutes? Okay, we will get into county business. First order of business is to take care of business from last week, and that would be the minutes. Minutes from May 12, 2014, those were sent out last week.
I'll comment on a couple of these things right quick here in the minutes. When Fred wanted to know about that south Ray Creek Road, I got hold of Dana and that's been taken care of. And, I think Tim brought up about the landowners there on the old Deep Creek Bar and stuff, wanting to get hold of the state. Well, I talked to a person in the state, he's supposed to contact him, so.
Okay, awesome.
I got a question.
Hang on, John.
I'll move to accept the minutes.
All right, I'll second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes of May 12, 2014. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, next we have some mail from AT&T. This is the Terrell coordinator, and basically this is just that they will be updating and using an E-plan for 2013, and it looks like they will be trying to update this, streamline the process by March 1st, 2015. We also have from the Department of Public Health and Human Services, water testing results. It looks like the EPA drinking water limit is 10, and the nitrate plus nitrate in N is 1.14. So we are below that threshold.
Is that for silos, campground?
Next, if you could pass those back, I'll put them in our pile for copies for the record. Next, we have from the, well, this is from Broadwater County to the Montana Department of Transportation. This is regarding the CTEP funds that Joan just asked about. We have $60,533 that will expire if we do not allocate those. We are allocating those to a joint project with the city to fix those sidewalks. Need a motion to sign, if you will, please.
I'll make a motion to sign for the CTEP funds there.
I will second the motion. It's been moved and seconded that we sign the letter allocating our CTEP funds to the city for a joint project. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have WIC amendment. This is an increase of funds for WIC of $3,805. And this was brought to us by the public health nurse. And we need a motion to sign.
I'll make it.
Yeah, I will second your motion. It's been moved and seconded to accept the WIC amendment and increase of $3,805. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, we are at 10:15. Ed Schindel, Fire Chief, Forest Service Building for Fire District Decision. Come on up, Ed.
Commissioners, I was just wondering if you guys had any plans for that Fool Hand building that we got 5 years ago, I think it was. That's the steel building that's down in the county yard down there. If you guys do not have anything, I would like to grab it and put it up on private property, because I think we can put it up without all the commotion through engineers and stuff. And then I can put some, a couple of fire department apparatus in it, so that we're actually covering what we were supposed to do with it when we got it to start with. So,
And we talked about, in fact, talked with Dana, we're gonna kind of advertise, somebody come in, do just the concrete work and then do it in stages, but nothing more has ever been done. In this case, then, I don't know where it would be at, stuff, could other county vehicles be stored in there also? I mean, it's a big enough building for everything,
Right.
depending where you're putting this.
actually, it's gonna be up at my place. So yeah, we could store other buildings in it, or other county stuff up there if you wanted. It won't be heated or anything, but
Yeah, except it'd be,
it'd be a long ways out.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Could we,
think about it for a while and.
yeah,
One of
see if
the
we can find a
things-
place close where, you know, it could be used better.
Okay.
I mean, the idea is fine, but it's really a tough situation.
Right.
Move
It
stuff
is.
back and
I
forth.
know, yeah. Right.
Couple
That's
of
what I was
little
wondering.
pieces of information. Dana's not interested in using it. It doesn't fit for what his needs are. It was actually supposed to be used for you guys first,
Mhm.
and we've just been hanging on to it, either A, waiting for your use, or B, waiting to whatever the next plan is.
Right.
So yeah, if, my thought is if the fire district has a need, and it was supposed to be yours in the first place, my thought is go ahead and take it to the district and use your building as you guys see fit. Does sound like we're at an impasse, so if we can table this till next week, we'll have Elaine here and we'll be able to get a third opinion.
Okay. Yeah, and the board has a meeting Wednesday, so
Okay,
I can discuss it with them too, so.
all right.
All right, thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ed. All right, we will resume some mail. Next Next, we have payroll in the amount of $144,529.35.
I'll make a motion to pay payroll.
I'll second the motion.
44,000.
Excuse me?
For the 144,000 or whatever, the exact amount is there.
I'll second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay payroll in the amount of $144,529.35. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have the electric and heat for the ambulance building for the extension office. We've been paying this from PILT. The total is $466.47.
I'll move we pay that.
Yep, I'll
Now,
second.
is that for 1 month?
Mm-hmm.
400, how much, 400?
$466.47. So I will second your motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay the electric and heat for the ambulance building for the extension office of $466.47 from PILT. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And this would be an April bill, so it would be for March, and that was that record cold, and we have to keep that building heated for the ambulances because they have equipment in them, they cannot freeze. So there's a lot more space than just a couple offices. If you can please sign there on the responsible lines that we have to double check. The place, actually, Franklin, where we usually sign for claims where it says signature,
I always sign right down here.
well, I need you
Which
to
one
sign
you want?
actually right there. You need to have that double check and balance
Good
this.
question.
All right, next we have a ballot to vote at the NACO conference. And without Elaine here, I'll table this till next week. If you choose to go, then you would be the vote for Broadwater County. I will not be attending. And it is in well, I don't know where it's at, but if you want to go, let us know so that we can get the paperwork done.
That's it. When is it? Where's it at?
My guess is that information might be in a separate invitation that was emailed. I didn't pay my attention.
Well, this is down in Louisiana.
All right. Well, if you'd like to go, let us know.
Yeah, I'd really like to go to Louisiana in July.
In your truck.
All right, we have two claims here that need to be signed, so we can put them into the claims pile. Those both through John Hancock. All right, we have the Medicaid match IGT payment. This is for the mental health, and it is for $5,612.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Just a minute. I'll take questions after we have a motion so we can get into discussion.
Now, I want to make a motion we match this payment we have in with Medicare.
We don't match it, they match it, that's our
They
payment,
match,
and
I
that's
guess.
what they match. Is that your motion? All right, I will second it. Discussion?
Do you have a schedule of when our newly formed committee that's working on this mental health issue is convening, when they're meeting, where they're meeting? So in case folks are interested in participating in helping make that move forward, know where to go and when?
Yes, we do, but I don't know what it is. You'll have to talk to Mary Ellen Schnurr, she's the one that's chairing that committee. She's put it
Thank you.
together.
I think it's the second Monday every month.
First Monday.
With some kind of
First
schedule.
Monday. June second, this one, first Monday of every month.
Thank you.
I'll expect upstairs meeting room.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, we have a motion on the floor to pay the Medicaid match payment of IGT funds for fiscal year 2014 of $5,612. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries. Okay, next we have something that was tabled from last week. This is the Project 2188 Recreation MOU. This is the changing of the dams from PPL Montana to Northwestern Energy. This includes Broadwater County, not because of the Toston Dam necessarily, but because of the dams that affect Broadwater County. We are part of the Missouri River Fund, and one of the things that those funds do, the company, PPL last year, Northwestern Energy next year, put money into a fund, and that funds recreation along the river. And it includes the dams both south of us and north of us, not necessarily just in Broadwater County. It has all the different counties that are mentioned. There's no obligation for us. This is a revised MOU, and the only change is the change of ownership from PPL to Northwestern Energy, that we are acknowledging that.
Like I said last week, Marie and I involved, the Toss Dam never was owned by PPL, it's state-owned, the NRC has control of that dam. And Canyon Ferry is owned by the Bureau of Reclamation, so it wouldn't be listed here, I'm sure it isn't, yeah.
Canyon Ferry is Franklin, the dam is not. It's not a BOR dam. But
Canyon Ferry is.
not the
Bureau
dam.
of Reclamation.
Canyon Ferry, the reservoir, yes, the
And the
dam,
dam.
no. No, actually, that is in the list. But regardless, we are still affected because of Hebkin and the other dams all the way from Great Falls on down south. So we're in that stream, and that's why we're being asked to acknowledge the change in ownership. And that's all this is. And there's no cost or responsibility to the county. They're simply asking us, as part of a string of counties that have water on that waterway in our counties, to acknowledge the change for the applicable dams.
Well, I think all it is just Northwest Energy wants support behind them, and most of this is going through the Public Service Commission, and
That's the same document, Franklin, there's just two of the same.
right, that's one I didn't look at all of it last time, because like I say, when I looked at here, you said the third paragraph all the time, it doesn't say anything about Toss Dam or Canyon Ferry.
It's not gonna mention Toston Dam specifically, Franklin. You had mentioned that you were going to call Northwestern Energy. Do you want to schedule an appointment with them?
Yes.
And this has been in our mail
This
all
is just
week.
I know this memorandum of understanding, I mean, it's, these things change all the time anyway.
Laura, can we make comment?
Not yet, John, thanks.
it's,
Okay, we'll
you people could read that thing. All it amounts to is an MOU. And of course, those things, Northwest can change them whenever they want. The Public Service Commission's gonna be the final deciding on it.
They can't change it, Franklin. This is the document they're proposing. They're asking us to sign on to it with all these other counties. After we sign on, this is the document. They can't just go in and change that. This is a memorandum of understanding. It's a legal document, a legal contract. Yes, the PSC is also gonna sign on because they're the overseeing entity
Right,
for this MOU.
They'll make the
Our-
decision, the final decision.
But Broadwater County should always have a say in what happens to the water that goes through this county.
This has nothing to do with the water.
Franklin, this is absolutely about the water. Yes, it is. The Missouri River Fund, that's what funds, this is what funds that fund, and it does affect Broadwater County. So, are you going to make a motion to sign this MOU, or are we gonna table it again?
Table it, I guess.
All right. We also have approved claims from last week in the amount of $65,795.25.
I'll make a motion to pay the claims of 65,000 plus.
I'll second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay approved claims in the amount of $65,795.25. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, it is 10:30. We don't have any COS reviews, I don't see. Now it is time for County HR Services discussion and decision. Franklin, do you have any thoughts to offer regarding our conference call with Michelle Puggery last week?
Well, no, it's probably a item that we can go along with. But she's gonna get some more information for us, I believe, or was we gonna call her again? I can't remember.
Yep, we're gonna have another conference call to give her our decision. So are you on board?
Yeah, I think we could get started with it and see how it's gonna work out. And that was her understanding, the same thing, that, see how things go.
All right, we have, I guess, just a couple of department heads in here. Any thoughts from either of you guys, any questions, I guess? Neither of you was here for the conference call last week. We did send out a memo to the department heads, asking for any input. Basically what we're looking at is contracting HR services. She would come here, probably once a month, or twice a month, depending on need, visit with employees who need HR services. She would handle the legal aspects of HR. Also, she would give new employee orientations, make sure they understand the safety manual, make sure they understand the personnel policy handbook, that kind of thing. And any issues we have, we would then work with her through that. As far as the payroll HR, garnishing wages, GASB, some of the other things that come through, changes in workman's comp, changes in FICA, those will all be handled as HR administration here in-house. And that will be done by the new accounting manager. So, do you guys have any thoughts or input?
Is she going to be available to us if we have a call, or do we need to run that through the commission first?
No, you could actually call her.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
No, she's gonna do some kind of a group with all the department heads and do little training things so that we have a little better understanding.
Yes, she proposed 3 different trainings. EEO, which is employment, equal employment opportunity, the ACT, and two others. Medical, what we can do, what we have to offer, the different laws regarding medical, and then disciplinary actions. following progressive discipline, staying up, staying current, not letting things build, that kind of thing. So those are the first three things that she proposed, and of course, as needs come up, we can certainly ask for more. She'll come here and conduct those trainings, and that way there's every excuse for everybody to attend. Everybody being all electeds and department heads. Any other questions from you guys? All right. Any questions from the public? This is more managerial, but we can certainly take any comments.
John Wright, I have a question more.
Okay.
You used the word county manager.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we'd gone through this. The county manager is a real broad and strong position, more than just being an employee. What will this lead to by her being this, and how much authority does she ultimately have?
I think you're confused with the chief administrative officer that an employee, or excuse me, a citizen suggested the county could benefit from. That position, of course, was never advertised, was never proposed by the commission. The accounting manager is the payroll position with the budget duties attached. We changed the job description and title. So they're two different things. And this has all been done in open meetings, John.
Yeah, I've
Any
heard
other?
a lot of it.
Mhm. All right, well, that took a lot less time than I thought. Any other comments, Franklin? All right, well, we'll do mail then for another 25 minutes and then give Michelle a call. All right, we have a contract here with our phone service. It's the company's name, thanks guys, is Connect. And this is an annual renewal. This is actually for 3 years. The contract total is for $4,200 a year. And this is the people who work on the phone lines for the county. What say you, Franklin?
Oh, here.
It's a 3-year contract, so we need a vote to sign.
Make a motion to go on with this contract we had with, isn't Connect that separate, right?
That's the name of the phone company, yes.
Connect.
Motion stands? Yeah, I'll second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to sign the 3-year contract with Connect Telephone. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Question.
Sure, Trudy.
Trudy Sappett, what exactly do they do, the Connect telephone? What is?
It's actually a complicated office type phone. It's just not your home phone that you pick up and dial. And so what they do is they offer the billing services, the maintenance service, it's a full package.
So it's for the county phone system?
Exactly, yeah, and that includes detention, road, solid waste, extension, all of it, so
Okay.
countywide.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
did that include also the service on cell phones that you?
no,
No, that'd be
no,
separate?
just landlines.
Okay.
All right, it looks like that is all of the mail for today. We don't have it on the agenda, but we should, and we'll get it on next week. But Commissioners' Community Update, have anything to update us on that you did this last couple of weeks, Franklin?
Last week attended the Mako District meeting in Dillon. Last Wednesday.
Anything to add as far as what was discussed or learned at said meeting?
Oh, a lot of things took place. And free report.
All right, we have Elaine and I also attended, so we have the full commission at the meeting. And Mako has put together a subcommittee to work on large predator issues, which is bison, of course, getting out of the park, wolves is the number one. Elaine and I are both serving on that committee, and there was an update. We will be tracking some legislation and making sure that Montana has a voice regarding the wolves. What happened a couple of years ago is the eastern counties that would like to see the wolves protected and think they're, you know, a nice pet for Montanans to have, tried to direct national legislation. It was the Montana delegation that stood up and said, whoa, you guys need to reevaluate and re-understand what wolves are. So that's what we're working on, is to make sure that there's enough education material for some of those eastern commissioners. So we got an update on that. Pending legislation, there's about 140 bills so far that are already being proposed and being put out there as space holders. So it looks like it's going to be another busy legislative season. The Buffalo Road presentation was exceptional this year. There was a county compensation board meeting 2 weeks ago. It was also attended sporadically by the different commissioners. Nothing was resolved there. And the Social Services Committee meeting, they are getting ready for the fair. Montana Board of Crime Control, we had an executive session, and I think that's it from, oh, and the walleye dinner. The walleye dinner for this region was held in Helena, well attended. It was at the fairgrounds and packed. That was a nice evening. A lot of awards were given out, scholarships, that kind of thing. And great fireman's breakfast. So I think that's it. And we still have 19 minutes.
Predators, people in the eastern counties of Montana are not for the wolves. They just haven't been impacted by it much yet, but they know what the situation is.
No, Franklin, not eastern Montana, eastern United States.
You said eastern Montana.
Well, if I did, I misspoke.
Okay.
I meant eastern United States. NACO is the National Association of Counties, and the states east that don't have the issue that we do, or the agricultural
I
heritage,
agree on that.
do
yes.
not understand what we're dealing with. So that's what we're doing in this committee, is trying to make sure that they have a more firm understanding so that they don't promote legislation that's devastating to Montana and this region. So I apologize if I
The
didn't
bill that
misspeak.
Kelly Flynn got
Eastern
introduced to the
US.
last legislature was good. I'm sure they'll strengthen more on that, but you gotta add a good bill in there on this wolf situation.
And counties can help with those good bills and can help kill the bad ones. And that's what we work together as a team for. So, Tim,
Just a quick question, do you have a makeup summary of the committee that's working on this, that you're
You
You
can
and
get
Elaine are
through
part of
that through the Montana Association of Counties, there's minutes held. FWP was the ones that scheduled the last minute, or meeting, so you can get those through either one of those, they are public documents.
I just
So-
asked if you had some, who was all involved in that?
I think getting the minutes would be better. That way you have more of an all-encompassing look at it. And, you know, my notes will be my opinion of what I saw. The minutes are a little bit more just a play-by-play what happened. So I think that would be more beneficial for you to have more of the official minutes.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
what we will do, yes, John?
I asked a question just a little time ago, and I didn't get a response other than you asked me to stand down. And that was a reference to the building that the county has out at the stockyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to the gentleman out there, and the county has a big investment in this thing, moving it, and disordering it, cleaned it up a bit. And I made a suggestion, which I would like you and the commissioners to consider. Why not consider putting this building out at the county's complex and have the Forest Service assist them in the cost, and then share the building. If it's in the secure area, it would serve everybody. And otherwise, that we should be compensated for the money that's been spent on that building already, for moving it and locating it. And he agreed that he would bring it back to you. So I'd like for you to think about it.
Sure, thanks. I will say, though, that building has not cost the county anything. That was a gift to the county from the Forest Service. Their first order was that it should be used for rural fire. Rural fire at the time did not have a need, so we've been storing it. The road department does not want that building. It would take up space they just don't have. So it's been sitting there. It needs to be,
Good spot down there.
excuse me?
There's a good spot down there for it, if it would work out, it's just the cost of getting it, and getting somebody to do the work on it. When you take it roughly 80 by 80 building, that's a real good storage.
Didn't the county move that building?
I think the Forest Service moved it, John. I don't think there was any expense to the county. I don't believe, I'm not absolutely
That's not
sure.
what I've heard.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. This has been quite a few years ago when that was moved.
There's a lot more to it than just putting up the pieces. So that's one of the things that we've had investigated. So everything we're doing is meticulous, we're getting all the answers rather than just shooting from hip, and that is true of that building as well. So with that, I think what we'll do is just recess for 15 minutes, and we'll come back at 11 o'clock for our conference call with Michelle.